Great. And for those of you joining us on Zoom, we are also simulcasting this on our Twitch channel. So if you have friends, colleagues who haven't registered or who just want to tune in, you can go to twitch.tv/Unqork to join us live there. I can see that we are streaming live, which is great. And with that, everyone, I am going to just take a look at the number of attendees and kick us off and share my screen here. All right, yeah, we have a good number of attendees here. So hi, everyone. Officially welcome to our second Unqork Community Hackathon Showcase live event. My name is Danny Pankratz. I'm the Director of Community here at Unqork. I'm really excited to welcome you to today's session. We did one of these a few months ago in June, and it was one of our highest attended, most popular sessions because it's about celebrating some of the cool work of our community of creators who built awesome apps on Unqork. Before we get started, and as we wait for other people to get connected and some just kind of general announcements, if you're interested in learning more about Unqork, obviously you could find us at unqork.com. If you want to check out what's going on with our community, it's community.unqork.com. If you're an Unqork creator, you have access to Unqork, you're actively building, maybe learning as you go along in our training environment with Academy, or if you're actively creating like our finalists, we have a lot of great resources for you. We have these main forums, but I really am showing you the Community Hub to just kind of talk through some of the other things. So here we are today, our live hackathon showcase. You're gonna get demos from our 4 finalists on apps showcasing our enhanced grid system. But we have another great webinar tomorrow from one of our judges is gonna be presenting on our Did You Know series about codeless architecture. It's the first in a series of sessions on that, so I encourage you all to check this out on the Community Hub and register. And as you can see, a lot of other great things going on. We have Unqork Create coming up in a couple of weeks. We have some new things from Academy, some great things from our documentation. So community.unqork.com to see the latest there. With that, I want to switch over to some more introductions, starting with our 4 finalists. And it looks like we're still having some connection issues with one of our finalists. Hopefully he can join us here in a moment. But the first of our finalists to introduce themselves is going to be Priyanka. So Priyanka, do you want to unmute and say hello?
Yeah, hi all, I'm Priyanka, working as a team lead in Accenture, and it has been more than a year I'm working on Unqork. It has been great journey so far. I have worked on a couple of engagements and POCs, and this hackathon is really a great opportunity. It has, I have explored these grid system in this hackathon, and you will be seeing this lot of inbuilt functionalities in this live show. So I think there is a lot of opportunity here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Priyanka. All right, Shiv Kumar, you want to say hello?
Yeah, thank you, Ken. So hello everyone, my name is Shiv Kumar Henke, and I am software engineer at Marsh McLennan. I have been working on Unqork since last 2 years, and I am certified professional configurator as well as Unqork subject matter expert. By participating in this hackathon, so I got a chance to learn about the needful grids. So thank you Unqork for organizing this event, and yeah, all the best to all the finalists. Thank you.
Great, and that leaves Shweta.
Thank you, Danny. Hello, everyone. My name is Shweta Patil, and I'm working as a software developer at Marsh McLennan Global Services. I do have a total of 2 years of experience in Unqork, and in these 2 years, I've got a great opportunity to work on 5 different projects on insurance domain as well as on medical domain. I have attended the associate configurator and the professional configurator certification. Participating in this hackathon has been a really nice experience for me, as I have got a chance and a great opportunity to build an application that I could present in front of you all, and got a chance to explore the newly released grid system by Unqork. So overall, this has been a great experience. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you so much as well. Some unfortunate news, I just checked my email. Our 4th finalist, Kevin, had a conflict pop up, isn't going to be able to join us live, but you're going to get the 3 demos from our 3 remaining finalists. And the other thing that we can do is we can share the links to Kvin's functionality on our community hub, share the description, share the videos. And the other thing is we are also going to be doing all of that for everyone, for all of our applications after the fact as well for our members of our community. But we have some more introductions to cover real quickly. We have 3 of the judges from our hackathon with us as well. We have Sarah Carver, our Chief Marketing Officer here. We have Nick Gamble, who you know if you're watching our Twitch channel, Nick Gamble, the Uncoder, our Chief Evangelist here at Unqork. And then Patrick Quinn, who is a lead on our product team, and will be telling us a little bit about the focus of this this hackathon, which is around our enhanced grid system. So Patrick is a lead product manager for us at Unqork as well. With that, and to let the judges say hello a little bit, I want to just highlight for you all a little bit about what we did in this hackathon before we jump into the demos that you'll be seeing here. And let me just share my screen really quickly. Whoops, wrong screen. Sorry about that. So for our hackathon, it was a focus on our new grid system from our spring 2022 release. So you can see here, ooh, sorry, am I sharing the wrong screen again? Apologies for that, everyone. Let's go with that. Can I get one of the other finalists to just confirm with me? You can share, you can see my screen with the hackathon up.
We can now, Danny.
Thank you so much. Apologies for the technical difficulties there. So the challenge was just to create a working software application on the Unqork platform that showcased our enhanced grid system. So the nice thing about this opportunity is a lot of our finalists might be working on teams doing parts of enterprise applications like no code allows you to build, or Unqork allows you to build with no code. But with this, each of these individual finalists and all the participants built a fully working application. But we also wanted to spotlight a particular feature, and that was the new enhanced grid system, which included things like our dynamic grid and our freeform grid. And they built it. So it's a little, you know, depending on how much time they took, a couple hours of building a working application. And you can see the criteria there. From there, our judges took over and they evaluated all of the submissions and they chose the top 4 and with these finalists. And with that, judges, I'd love for you to tell me about what you saw in the submissions and what made these 4 our finalists. Sarah, do you want to start us off?
Thanks, Danny. Yeah, so gosh, there was a lot of great submissions, to be clear. It was really interesting to see the use of the grid systems. As you mentioned, obviously, we gave a lot of, that was the focus. So folks who really explored the new grids and used multiple grid systems did rise to the top. So a lot of the projects we'll see today definitely took advantage of those new features. And then look, for me, I'm sure Patrick and Nick will have some others, but for me, for the creativity perspective, I love seeing different applications and use cases. Some of them are really unique and some that I hadn't seen, and honestly seemed really interesting, and you could see how they could really be used in a lot of different ways. And so for me, that was something I really looked at when I was judging these.
Yeah,
Great,
I agree with
Patrick,
Sarah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Go ahead, jump in.
Jumping right in. Yeah, no, I was also really impressed with the submissions. I think, you know, echoing Sarah's comments, a lot of it was about the functionality. Many of our finalists used all 3 grids, not just 2 as the brief sort of required. So that was great to see, going above and beyond to include everything. And then even folks who used only 2 types of grids, they would use the freeform grid in multiple ways, using multiple facets of its functionality. So it wasn't like, okay, I dropped 1 grid in, check. seems like all of our finalists really had a bunch of creativity of how can I best take advantage of these features for my use case. That was great to see. The other thing I'll mention though is that in addition to the apps, folks submitted videos, and all of our finalists had really crisp, clear explanations of why they built what they built and how they built it. So when I got into the config, it all looked pretty clean too. So great to see, not only the creativity and the use of features, but doing so in the right way with good practices.
Thanks, Patrick. And that leaves the uncoder, Nick Gamble, who was one of our judges for our first hackathon as well. And if you watch that showcase, co-hosted that with me. So Nick, what did you see this time around? And any thoughts on this second hackathon versus the first one we did focused on the marketplace a couple months ago?
Hey, well, I would never try to compare hackathons. That's not a fair exercise to do. I thought our finalists and our winners last time were amazing, and I thought these were amazing as well. And the things that Sarah and Patrick said that I just want to echo was the creativity that you're going to see in these use cases, the outside of the box thinking in terms of what you can build in Unqork, which is something I try to focus on as much as possible, is showing that we have someone from Marsh on the call right now. Not everything you can have to build in Unqork is something that Marsh would use, right? It's something that anybody could use. So I think you're going to get a really good demonstration from all of our finalists about how Unqork and the way we build software is applicable across so many different things. So I'm really excited for you all to see it and to figure out who's going to win this time around.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite things again, too, of both hackathons that we've done, is giving our creators who, like you said, might be focused on the company they work for, their use case, the industry they work in. The nice thing for those of you thinking about participating next time around is this: you get to get creative, build whatever app you might want to explore, and it's a nice use case to explore functionality that maybe you don't have the opportunity to in whatever projects you're focused on. Before we dive in, Patrick, any comments about this enhanced grid system that was kind of the star of this one? So it's a big feature from our spring 2022 release. We have webinars available on demand. Nick talked about this on previous episodes of the Uncoder on Twitch that you can find on our YouTube channel. But as a lead from the product side of thing on the enhanced grid system, what were we trying to do there, and what did we deliver that really improved the way people can build on Unqork?
Yeah, it's a great question. So grids at Unqork have historically been some of our most important components, some of our most used components. Also, they're components that can do a lot, especially our older grid components. One grid component can do a million things, which is not always the easiest to work with. So what we wanted to do in this new iteration of the grids is really focus on taking grids and making them really good at specific tasks. So the dynamic grid, for example, really great for high volume data exploration, filters, all of that data manipulation and exploration use cases that we couldn't really do in Unqork before. So we really focused that one there. And the freeform grid on the opposite side of the spectrum, we really focused on bespoke, cool layouts, nesting, other grids within the grid, a lot of flexibility on the UI side. And the uniform grid is kind of a compromise between the two, where it has a little bit of the more standard formatting piece as well as some flexibility. So we wanted to take everything we've learned and make some grids that are really focused around specific use cases that we don't think we served as well as we could have in the past. So judging by the way, people have taken up in this hackathon, looks like people understand what the grids are for and they're using them for those reasons. So really great to see that here.
Awesome. So with that, I'm excited for us here at Unqork to stop talking and to showcase our creators, our three finalists that are with us today. Before we jump into that, here's how the next couple minutes are going to work, or the next 15 to 20 minutes, is each of our finalists are going to give a demo of their application. They're going to focus on what the end user sees, not so much on the configuration. If you're interested in that later on, we're going to share links to how you can view their configuration, learn from their experience, things like that. But they're going to focus on telling you about their use case, show you how the app works, because really that's what it's all about, why we're building the software for the people who will be using it. So those are going to be 5 minutes or so. We're going to go through the 3 demos that we have here for today. After that, we're going to give all of you, our live audience, the opportunity to vote to help us determine that. So the 3 judges you see here today, as well as Robert from our customer success team who determined these, they each selected the finalist, the winner, the runner-up. That's up to you. So we'll share a link for you all to vote on that after we get through all 3 of the demos. But with that, I'm excited to turn things over to Shweta, who's going to be our first to give us a demo here of the application she built. So Shweta, go ahead and share your screen, unmute, and I'll confirm with you when we're all ready. And we're excited to hear about your cool app called Classroom.
Thank you so much, Danny. I'll just share my screen. Let me know once you can see it.
Yes, we are all set. We can see it.
Okay. So hello, everyone. My name is Shweta Patil, and I'm working as a software developer at Marsh McLennan Global Services. I have created an application called Classroom, which is a student portal using Unqork. So this application Classroom is exclusively meant for the teaching faculty of any organization. This will help the teachers maintain a record of the marks scored by the students in any particular examination, and will also help the teachers to broadcast the marks to the students via email. There is a leaderboard as well, where the teacher can check the rank of all the students depending on the marks scored by them in any particular examination. So let's see how this application works. So this is the login page of the application Classroom. If the user is already registered, the user can simply enter his or her username and password and log into the application. If the user is not registered yet, then the user can click on the sign up, and there is a sign up flow where the user will have to enter the details and register himself into the application. We also have a forgot password flow. So in case the user has forgotten his or her password, the user can click on this forgot password and reset his or her password. So I already had a user registered for myself, so I'll log in using those credentials. So once I click login, the user will be redirected to the landing page. So this is the landing page. You can see we are on the classes tab. So this is the dynamic grid on the classes tab, which displays the list of all the previously created classes. So here you can see class name is section AB, and this is created by class teacher Jenny Lopez. So, so these are all the classes created by the teachers. In case a class is no longer in use and the teacher or the user wants to delete that class, then the user can simply click on this delete class option, click on this delete, and the class would be deleted and all its corresponding records also would be deleted. Now, suppose my class is not present in this list and now I want to create a new class. I'll simply click on this create new class button. So this creation of a new process, and once the class is created, the teacher can access it and perform the required operations. So I'll create a class. First, I'll have to enter the class name, the class teacher name, the current year. Number of semesters in a year, by default, I've kept it as 2, because in any particular course, the number of semesters in a year is just 2 everywhere. So the number of exams in each semester, so I'll keep it as 3. So these are the exams which the teacher might be planning to conduct in that particular semester. So I'm planning to conduct 2 exams, for example. I'll have to enter the exam name. Test 1. So these are the 2 exams that a teacher is planning to conduct in each semester of that particular year. Now we'll have to add the subjects in each semester. So for example, in semester 1, we have 2 subjects, physics and chem, and in semester 2, we have C and C++. So once I've added the subjects, now we will just have to enter the student information. So there are 2 ways of doing that. We can either click on this add button and manually add the name, roll number, and email address of the student. Or we also have an option to upload the file, where we'll have to upload the Excel sheet and the information will be auto-populated over here. So we just have to click on this browse. I have an Excel sheet containing the student info. And once this is uploaded, you can see the student info is auto-populated. So in this class, I have just added 2 students. And I'll just click on submit. Now you can see my class is created. So next time, if I want to access, I can directly access the class by just clicking on this view button. So now I'll just click on this view button. So you can see the information which we have entered while creating the class is auto-populated over here. We can select any semester we want. By default, we have selected semester 1. Here are the students. If I click on the first student, Adam, you can see the examinations. So we have unit test 1 and unit test 2. So these are the same exams which I have added by creating the class. So for example, now suppose unit test 1 is conducted and I want to enter the marks for all the students for unit test 1. So I'll simply click on unit test 1. You can see a mark sheet has opened and these are the subjects which we have added for semester 1. So we can just directly enter the marks and the grade of the student. Now we can enter the CGPA of the student result and the teacher can add a comment. Save this. I'll do that similarly for the second student as well. So once I have saved the information, now suppose I want to broadcast the result to the students. So I'll click on this email result. Selected semester 1, I just need to select an exam. So I've selected unit test 1. So this is the exam for which the result needs to be sent. So I'll click on the send button now. So we get a pop-up email sent. I'll close this. So I have one student's mailbox open over here. So you can see I have received a result for that student. Here you can see for Adam, I have received the mark sheet and the comment entered by the teacher. So this is how so this is how the teacher can broadcast the result to the students. So if I select semester 2 over here, you can see the students will remain the same. Only change will be there in the subjects. So these are the subjects we have added for semester 2. So this is how the teacher can maintain the record of all the students for all the examinations in a year and also broadcast the result to the students. Now we also have a leaderboard over here. So once I click on this leaderboard, we can again select a semester from the drop down, select a class. So for example, I've selected class H, section H, and I have to select an exam. So these are the same exams which we have entered while creating the class. So you can see for section H, we can see the rank of all the students depending on the CGPA. So depending on the CGPA, we can see the rank. So this is how the teacher can monitor the progress of the students also in any particular class. So once this is done, the teacher can simply click on this logout and log out of this application. So this application will definitely help the teachers to maintain the record, to send a result, and also to monitor the progress of all the students in a class. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much.
Great, thanks so much, Shweta. I really like seeing how much functionality you were able to build, and just for everyone, Shweta and all of our finalists were doing this outside of their day jobs and things like that. So if you can imagine all of this stuff that she built for the hackathon, what small teams can do, what you can really do, and we have representation from different industries, financial service, insurance, and things like that. Some great customer stories to check out there. But Nick, any thoughts or any commentary from you from a judging perspective, or questions for Shweta to follow up on that demo?
I think just going back to you can build anything with Unqork and no code being the future, right? I think, being that it is a classroom focused app, we need to start having more no code classes for kids to take and get them started young. So, hopefully maybe one day schools can start to use this app to organize their no code classes to train the next generation of uncoders.
Awesome. With that, our next finalist up is Shiv Kumar. So Shiv Kumar, go ahead and share your screen, and I see you unmuted, and we're excited to see what you have for us for your app, which is another creative use case around a resort. So you want to share your screen and tell us about your app?
Yeah, sure, Dan. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep,
and I'm audible.
we're seeing it. We're seeing your screen. So tell us about Happy Hours Resort.
Okay, so this is a complete web application for resort, and it has two parts. So one is user application and another is admin application. So first I will walk you through the user application. So this is the homepage for the user application. So it welcomes you to the resort and it tells you about the activities that are in the resort. So as you can see, so we have different activities, like we have dance hall, rifle shooting, the swimming pool, and zip line. And below us, we have a contact us in a footer. So you can click on this email option and you see an email gets pre-populated with the given email address. And this option can be used to contact us. So the next we have is the 1-day package page. So here we have given some short introduction about what all the activities and amenities are included in the 1-day package. And then we have an option to confirm the spot or confirm the 1-day booking. So a form gets populated where you can select a date. And so suppose if I will add all the details, and when I add number of person, I see a cost gets calculated automatically based on the number of person. And so this form is again has all the validations. So you see if any field is invalid, so you get appropriate messages and this button gets disabled. So you need to enter all the fields correctly and then you can go ahead and confirm your spot. So once you confirm, you see your booking confirmation message, and as well as you will receive an email with you for the booking confirmation and all the 1-day package details to your mail. So so email might take some time. So I will walk you through the emails at the end of this application. So let's go to the next page. That's a stay package. So here again, we have a short introduction about what all activities and amenities are included in the stay package. Then we have an option to select a date. So here if you see, so we don't allow any past dates because booking can be done only for today or future. So suppose I go for 20 October. And I see we have different rooms, different room types based on number of person, and the cost varies accordingly. So suppose for 20 October, if I want to book room 101, so I can just click on this one and you see a form gets pre-populated with the room number and the selected date. So you can just enter the name, contact number, and email. Again, all the validations are available here too. So I just go ahead and book the room. So you see a booking confirmed message, as well as you will also receive a booking confirmation over the email with all the stay package details, with all your room details. And if you see in the background now, 101 room is no longer available because we have booked that room. And apart from this, there are multiple short features available here. So you can sort the room based on cost. You also have the functionality to filter out. So if you're looking for only suppose deluxe and suite, so you can do that. Then again, we also have an advanced filtering feature for cost. So we have multiple options here like equal, less than equal, greater than equal, or in range. Suppose if I want to look a room between suppose 120 and $200, so I can just apply this filter and I see all the rooms in between those range. I also have an option to reset this filter. And then I also have an option to group the rows. So suppose if I'm looking for 2-person and I want to look what different types of rooms are available for 2-person. So I can just drag these 2 columns to the grouping, and I see all the data gets arranged accordingly. So for 2 person, I can see here. So there are 3 different types of rooms. And here also it shows the count of how many available rooms are in each type. So I see for deluxe, there are 3 different rooms available. So in this way, it will be an easy for us to find out exactly what we are looking for. Yeah, that's all on the stay package page. Let's go to the next page. That's the reviews. So here we have 2 options. One is to add review and one is to see what previous users, previous reviews are. So we can see the reviews and add review. So let's go ahead and add review. So suppose for resort, so I also have an option to reset the rating. So suppose if I want to change, I can just click on this reset and reset it. And you see now I have added 2 reviews, for one for resort and one for environment. And once I submit this review, so you see this, yeah, these reviews get added to the review list. That's all on the reviews page. Let's go to the get details. So here, if you wanna get the details of one-day package and stay package over the emails or share these details with someone, so you can just enter this form, fill this form, and click on get details. So you see a success message and all the details of the packages are shared over the email. So I'll walk you through the emails that we should have received. Okay, so this is the first email that we see. So for we have done one day package booking for 21st October. So you see a booking confirmation email that we have received. So what all the activities and amenities are in one-day package, the timing, everything. The next email we received is for the stay package. So we have done for 20 October. You see a booking confirmation, the room details, what was the room type for number of person, and what all the activities and amenities are included in the stay package, timing, everything. And the last email that you see is for the get details. So here both the packages, there are details about both the packages. Yeah, so these 3 emails we receive on each functionality whenever we do a one-day booking, or we do a stay package booking, or we get details throughout this form. Now this is all about the user application. Now let's go to the admin application. Give me a minute. No. Give me a moment. I'm not able to change to other tab.
Yeah, while he does that, just
No,
we
then
got a
I'm
question in
ready.
the chat. Okay, great. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is the admin application, and yeah, so all the room details that you see on the user applications can be managed through this admin application. Okay, in this way. Okay. So so here on the user application, you see all the room details that are available for stay packages are the same room details that we have in this admin application. So we see from room 1012 to 115, we have all these room details. And admin also has an option to add another add new room. So suppose if I go and add a new room, that is standard for 2 person. I see a new room is added in the admin application. And if I go again on the user application and if I change the date, so now for all the dates, you will see the 116 room is now available because we have added that through the admin application. So if I switch to any date, 116 is now available. So again, on the admin also has an option to delete this room detail. So whenever you want. So I go ahead and just delete this 116, the newly added room. And you see 116 room is deleted from the admin application. Now, if I go back to the user application and if I change the date, I no longer see the 116 room available for all the dates. So both these application, the user application and admin application are in sync, and all the data that you see on the user application can be managed through this admin application. And this is a runtime very dynamic for now. So let's go to the next page, that is the room booking details. So yeah, we see for 20 October, we have done booking for room of 101, as you can see. And that's why we don't see a room, a 101 room available for 20 October. So admin also has an option to delete this room booking details. So I'll go ahead and just delete this booking for 101 for 20 October. You see the record is deleted. And now if I change date and see again for 20 October, I see the 101 room is again available because we have deleted the booking from the admin application. So admin also has an option to book a room. So I go ahead and I book the room for 20 October. Yeah, I see a booking is done. And if I go back to the user application, and if I change the date, I see 101 room is no longer available. So admin can manage all this data that you see on the user application through this admin application. And this is all dynamic. So again, admin has some functionalities here. So if you want to look for which date, how many bookings are done, so you can just group according to the date. And here we have all the information arranged accordingly. So you can see for on which date, how many bookings are done. Also, if you want to look for which room is getting booked multiple times, so that also you can just group with the room number and you can see 101 room is booked 4 times. So this data will be useful to the admin. Then next we have one-day bookings. So all the records that you see on the admin application. So whenever you do a one-day booking, so these records get stored here, and admin has the ideas of on which date, how many bookings are done, and can use this information. The next we see is the inquiry details page. So when we get details through the email, so admin has the access to these records and he can just use this information to contact them and for further discussion. So in this way, both the admin application and the user application, the complete web application for resort, and these both are interlinked and are in sync. Yeah, that's all from my end.
Great, Shiv Kumar. Thanks for doing that. As you can see, a lot of robust functionality in both of our finalists so far, also showing kind of both some end user functionality and email notifications, as well as the administrator view. We're going to jump into our next demo from our third finalist. And I have some good news, everyone. Our fourth finalist, Kevin, should be able to join us as well. So we'll do that. So we have 2 more. We're halfway through. But next up is Priyanka. So Priyanka, you want to go ahead and unmute and share your screen, and excited to hear about your app.
Yeah, sure. I'm sharing my screen. So this is my application, and this application is about claiming expenses and reimbursements. So every organization has certain budgets the employee can claim, and later on validation, those amounts will be encashed to their bank accounts. So this is the employee's dashboard where they can add a new expense report And also they have a facility to edit or delete the existing expenses which they have added previously. And also they have buttons to generate report, Excel or PDF based on the requirement. So clicking on this button, this will navigate them to a different screen. Here they have a button to go back to their personal dashboard. And also this drop down helps them to select any category of expenses which they want to claim. So it can be a car expense. So these are different free from grids I have dynamically added: meal and entertainment, telecom, internet, and other expenses. So I'm adding a car expense now, and multiple rows can be added in each section. Choosing a date range, so it can be a previous year, previous month, or a custom date. So this is the marketplace snippet I have used. So I'm selecting a previous year for now. Adding a row, giving a charge code, type, and amount. We can add comments too. Uploading a receipt. So it can be a JPG or PDF. So these are the single uploads. Even this is a marketplace snippet I have used. Saving the row. So this shows the total amount of the car expense, and this is the final amount for it sums all the amount for every section. So I'm adding another section as well. Here we can add any certification fee. So giving unassigned 200. Certification fee or anything from this drop down, we can select it, add comments, upload a receipt. Saving the row. So these are section total and final amounts are shown here. Now clicking on the next screen. The next screen shows the summary of all the expenses we have added in the previous screen. So we can verify those amount. We can click on each receipts, verify those. How to go back? Just a second. We'll stop sharing.
As Priyanka gets that figured out and shares, we've seen some questions on how did our creators configure these things. Just a reminder for everyone, we're going to share the videos of this. We're going to share links to where you can check out their configuration. So if you see cool stuff in here and you're like, how did they do that? You're going to be able to hop in, take a look at this app in the training environment, and really learn from what our finalists have done here, as well as others who participated. Priyanka, it looks like everything's figured out. We're seeing your screen again, so take it away.
So once we have verified the receipts, we can go back to the summary screen. We can go ahead and add approvers. In absence of approver, we can add delegate too. So the email will be triggered to both of them, and the delegate will be CC'd in that mail. Once everything is verified, we can go ahead and submit it. Now, once clicking on submit, this triggers an email which will trigger to the manager and the delegate. They have access to the manager's dashboard. This is the email which is triggered with the employee details and the date on which they have submitted the expense. On clicking on this link, it will navigate them to the manager's dashboard. So this shows the matrix of how many expenses added till now by all the employees, and this is the graph shows the pending one, rejected one, and the approved one. So we can go ahead and filter those pending ones, and we can first the manager will go ahead and view the submission whether the employee has added correctly or not. So clicking on view, This is a read-only submission, so they can verify all the details and comment added by the employee, but they can't modify anything here. Based on this validation, they will go ahead and approve and reject it. Everything is verified. Now coming back to the manager's dashboard, clicking on decline button, this gives the feature to the manager to add custom messages for every employee. So add more details. This will notify the employees, and also it disables every row after clicking on the approve or decline button, so that there is no more further action taken on this particular row. So this is the email triggered on clicking on decline button with the manager comment and a link to add a new expense since the previous one got rejected. And on clicking on approve, they will receive this email stating that their expense has been approved and the amounts will be credited to their bank details. So, and also this graph gets updated based on approving and rejecting it. So that's all about my application.
Great, thanks so much. That actually is going to be the end of our demos. We're having some technical difficulties with our fourth finalist. So that brings us to the point, and I'm just going to put some links here in the chat where all of you have a little bit of work to do. You've seen all of the great work of our three of our finalists, and our judges did a lot of work determining that. But now it's up to you to determine who is going to be the winner of our hackathon. So again, links in the chat for that, and go ahead and vote. The fun fact, the voting mechanism in the back-end dashboard is also built on Unqork. My intern built that for us this summer. But as we give our audience some time to do that, as I mentioned, we're going to share videos of this on the Community Hub, links to check out the configuration so you can learn from how these other creators put together that functionality, solved for that use cases. But Sarah, Patrick, any comments from you based on the demos, or Nick, hop in too as we allow for everyone to vote. Any comments on the demos or the use cases or the finalists?
Yeah, thanks, Jeannie. A couple of things really struck me when we were watching those demos was just about the user experience, and not just for the end user, but also for the admin. I loved how much effort and thought everyone put into that. It just, as you could see them going through it, you could see how easy this would be to use, how helpful they thought about a lot of different details. And then they also thought about it from the end user perspective. So I love to see that. It really, I could see, like I said, the expense one, I'm like, this would be amazing in a lot of different ways. The hotel booking, all of those, you could see many other applications, but just the ease of use for all the users.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there. I think one super cool thing that I think every finalist took advantage of is, you know, whenever there was an end user facing piece of UI, there was a corresponding piece of admin UI. And Unqork has a parallel development structure so that you're not starting from scratch when you build the admin dashboard. It's very related how you build the admin dashboard to how you build the end user experience. So I love seeing that corollary. And, you know, it seems like everybody was like, hey, it's just a little bit of effort. Let me get an admin dashboard experience in there, which I think was really important. Yeah, overall, just super impressed and excited to see where the votes land.
Yeah, with that, we have almost a vote for every attendee so far. So this is your final call to vote if you have not on your favorite app. It is very close so far. Before we reveal the results here, a couple more moments. Sarah, you're presenting a webinar for us tomorrow, and we also have Unqork Create coming up in a couple of weeks. You want to tell us about the Did You Know Codeless Edition webinar tomorrow in Unqork Create?
Yeah, thanks, Danny. Always love the marketing, loves the chance to plug. So as Danny mentioned, we're going to have a new episode of Did You Know, where we explore what is codeless and why we're so excited about that technology. That's happening tomorrow. Love to have you join us live, but also it'll of course be available on demand after the fact too. And then Danny mentioned it, we're really excited. November 9th and 10th in New York City, we're hosting our first ever in-person user conference, Create 2022. We're so looking forward to it. We have a lot of great speakers, a lot of great sessions. I know some folks won't be able to join us in person, so our day 2, where all of our product innovation, our keynotes, all of that excitement will happen, we're actually going to be live streaming that. So if you can't join us in person, you can definitely join us online. So if you visit unqork.com, you can get registered for the in-person or the virtual experience. So we hope to see you all there, and we're excited to share some big news.
Great. With that, I see votes matching our audience. So audience, thank you all for sharing your point of view and helping determine. I'm going to send a message to my colleagues here so they can share the results. As I do that, Patrick, what can we expect from grids in the future?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you can expect the existing grid components that we have, the new grid system. We're going to be making some small tweaks to that, I think, early next year. So be on the lookout for an announcement there on what those will be able to do. And then we'll be essentially starting to reimagine what are the next grids? What is the next big piece of functionality that Unqork needs in the form of a grid? And as always, our configurators, the people sort of working every day with this technology, always a wealth of information and ideas. So please submit feedback. Tell us what you want to see in those grids.
Great. So with that, I just sent the results to our judges here to review for us. So Sarah, do you want to tell us who is the first runner-up of our finalists for this?
Yeah, so Happy Hour Resort. Exciting. That was an amazing app, and huge round of applause. Great runner-up. Like I said, great functionality from both user perspective and just a really robust demo. I really enjoyed it. So congratulations. Yeah, just really fun, and love the fun design element of that one too.
Great. And Nick, as our chief evangelist, you have the honors of telling us who won the hackathon this time around.
Wow, exciting. Give myself a drum roll again. The winner of this hackathon is Priyanka with Expenso. All right. See, I don't know, getting your money back is always tough when you're doing work stuff. So I'm sure everyone's feeling that pain and looking for a great solution for it. So congratulations. Back to you, Danny.
Great. Well, all of our finalists, in addition to the experience, the recognition, this opportunity to share for you here, are going to be recognized. So we've been doing a number of our creator power user spotlight blogs. You can hear more of their stories. So they're all working with us on that. We're going to tell each of their stories over the next couple of weeks. As I mentioned, we're going to share their work. They're getting Unqork swag, bragging rights, badges, points on the community hub, and things like that. So we're going to send our congratulations and thank you to all 4 finalists as that, and then stay tuned for more for opportunities to see their configuration and to learn from their experience. If you're an Unqork creator, you're active on the Community Hub, I really encourage you to take a look at the Community Hub over the next couple of days as we share that. The key part of that is when you're looking at their configuration, you have the community to ask all of them, how did you do that? Why did you do it that way? Maybe we'll invite some of them onto Twitch to do a little deeper dive into the back end with Nick or with Dara on one of our shows. So stay tuned to the Community Hub for more on hackathon things, as well as all those other live streams, training opportunities, conferences like Unqork Create. And then finally, hopefully this inspired some of you to participate next time around. We are finalizing the details. We're going to make this a quarterly thing, perhaps more frequently. So early next month in November, we anticipate launching our next hackathon. We'll give you a couple weeks to build this on your own. So stay tuned for details on that. And again, it's a great opportunity for you to explore new functionality, explore different use cases than what you're working on, and really use the hackathon to sharpen your skills. And then if you end up a finalist, to win bragging rights, Unqork swag, recognition, and to showcase yourself. So my thanks to everyone who participated, from being an attendee to the participants in the hackathon, and especially our judges and finalists for their time today. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Recording of this should be up later this afternoon or tomorrow. And as I like to say, we'll see you on the internet, but hopefully also at Unqork Create in a couple of weeks as well.